Ladies and gentlemen, in this tutorial I try to explain dark matter and dark energy. Let's start with young children. Of course, young children know what radio waves are. They turn on their radio, especially FM radio and stereo sound quality, which is frequency modulation. Older people also know amplitude modulation radio. The more to the right, the longer the radio waves are, and the lower the frequency is. As you can see, here we see 10 to the 0 power as limit of as a frequency. However, I will come back later to this. We're gonna explain what dark matter and dark energy is. This is the visible light spectrum. Here is infrared at 750 nanometers, I think. Red to yellow, green, blue, violet, ultraviolet. It's only a small part of all the photons we can see and observe with our physical body. We also know what X-rays are. Children, of course, know what X-rays are. When they break a bone or a finger or an arm or elbow or a shoulder, they go to the doctor and make an X-ray. X-ray contains much more energy, so photons are easier able to pass through a human body. Now I'm going to go back to the microwave. We know, children know especially what Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi, whatever it is pronounced, is at 2.4 gigahertz. We have Wi-Fi, NG, and at 5 gigahertz we have Wi-Fi AC and G, no, not G, but N, Wi-Fi N. Now, something special happens when a photon has an energy of 1.022 giga electron volt. In this spectrum from X-ray to gamma rays, something special happens. The energy photon turns into an electron, which is in our terms matter, and a positron, which is in our terms antimatter. So as you can see, at a very high frequency, a photon has enough energy to break a time and space continuum and fall into matter and antimatter. Usually the electron and positron annihilate each other a few moments later. But now we go more towards the gamma ray spectrum. Especially the most high in frequency gamma rays should be able to, just as in lower frequencies electrons and positrons are made, gamma rays should be able in high frequencies to create up quarks, down quarks, which will eventually gather together, usually as threesome, to make up, for example, a proton or a neutron. But I do not think a proton just alone in itself is created. It is only consisting of building blocks, in this case, the down quarks and the up quarks. So an electron and a positron are basic elements. Quarks are basic elements, which are created in the gamma ray spectrum. But this is all common knowledge. What I should do is explain what dark energy is. This entire range, including the visible spectrum, is energy. And Einstein's formula is known by almost everyone. E is mc squared, which only is relevant in this case. Now we have neutrinos. When I say this, in a single fingernail, millions of neutrinos pass. And scientists are not sure, are neutrinos on this side, on the gamma ray spectrum, created, or are neutrinos created at a frequency below 10 to the power of 0 in frequency, with a very long wavelength. Scientists are not sure. Let's show it together. A neutrino passes easily through the planet Earth. You can almost not interact with it. A neutrino, therefore, might be a form of dark matter, but at the same time, scientists cannot agree if a neutrino is matter, since it is almost impossible to detect, while electrons and positrons are easy to detect, and so are protons and neutrons. And now I can explain what dark energy actually is. Well, this isn't dark energy. The gamma ray spectrum is not dark energy. As you can imagine, from a high frequency traveling to space, the wavelength becomes longer. The wavelength becomes longer and very long, until the wavelength is so long that we speak of dark energy. When the wavelength is that long, dark energy cannot interact with our technology of observation. The wavelength is simply too long. It's like in the microwave spectrum, we have Wi-Fi at 5 gigahertz, which doesn't travel much distance because it's interaction with matter. But at 2.4 gigahertz, we have good reception, better reception even. I think 800 megahertz is the best Wi-Fi frequency, but that's not allowed. It's to use for home devices. Now, dark energy is a wavelength so long we cannot detect it anymore, but it is there, and we can only observe it when it becomes dark matter. From dark energy, with a wavelength so long, dark matter might be created, and neutrino might be the first particle that is created, but we can and have detected the neutrino. But at the same time, scientists do not agree. Is a neutrino dark matter, or is a neutrino matter? It's easy to understand what dark energy is. Dark energy is simply a wavelength of a photon so long we cannot interact or see or detect it. And I think, and this is speculation, dark matter can be created from dark energy. And I explained what dark energy is, and the analogy at 1.22 giga electron volts, electron and positron are created. And in the gamma spectrum, gamma rays, even more dense matter can be created, called up quarks and down quarks. So I hope I have now explained what dark energy and dark matter are. It's not up to me what a neutrino actually is, but why can a neutrino easily travel through entire planets, through entire solar systems? Why can we not interact with it? Because it was created from dark energy, from a very long photon with a very long waveform. It's on the other side of the spectrum, and we always expected it to be at this kind in the gamma ray spectrum, but it is not. It is so low in frequency, it is so long in wavelength, we cannot interact with dark energy, we cannot see it, we cannot detect it, unless it breaks down into dark matter. And dark matter we observe and can be measured. It must exist, but that is another story. Thank you for listening. Bye.